Good morning, everyone. Hello, my name is Dudezord. This is my day 7 already of streaming. Yay! Good morning, yes, just again the first one to grab the what's it called? I don't even know what it's called. Reward thing. Reward. GG. You are the bestest watcher I ever had. Congrats. How are you feeling today? Are you feeling better or not really? Better. Nice. So, are you ready to do some Rust development today then? We doing some proper. Yes, daddy. All right. We are doing some proper development here, business development. So yeah, if you guys don't know me, again, I'm Dudezord, 7th day of streaming. I stream twice a day, and morning streams are usually game development related. We need to collect KPIs. Indeed we do. So morning streams are usually for game development tasks, and afternoon are usually gaming. So yeah, this is the morning stream. So we have some development to do. I forgot to ping the beautiful people at my Discord server. So let me go there quickly. And hold on. Everyone has been pinged. And by everyone, I mean 2 people besides me. It's kind of small server right now. Yeah, if you guys are interested in joining my server or our server instead, yeah, there's the link. We don't have anything going on there right now. It's usually just a place for me to send a notification whenever I'm coming online. Our server comrade. Indeed. Just because of that sentence, I've been having some weird Instagram reels appearing by one girl pretending to be like super communist. But it's rather funny, but it's just weird. Yeah. Like she dresses as a like full Russian mode, like prepared to go to the snow while it's like 20 degrees outside or something. It's rather funny. I will see if I find the link again. I might like post it on Discord or something, so you guys can watch. So you really need to go into my Discord if you want to watch that. Although this is do give me chocolate music. At least it sounds like, yeah. Well, don't be sad, Fluxer when. Did you see that they rolled back the age verification thing? They're not. I believe they are not forcing anyone. The age verification on Discord, they rolled it back. Okay, let me change my scene. Yeah, yesterday I was like looking for Discord bots and stuff, and I ended up on their Discord, and they had something here. They will still try to do some verification, but if I understood this correctly, they will try to use AI to figure out if you are a teenager or an adult, and if they cannot proper detect, then they will ask you to provide proof. Want to go streaking with me on the Lisbon beaches? Sure, like right now. Should I stop streaming and drive there immediately? But yeah, in any case, one of the founders like posted, yeah, saying that nothing will really change. They will put like proper verification, automate in verification instead, and if they still cannot figure out what age you are, then they will ask for a proper physical one. Still bad, big tech bad. I mean, even, for instance, now you are asking if people should like change to Fluxer, but the truth is, as the companies grow and scale, they are required more and more by law to, to respect the law. So even if we change something now, like in 5 years' time, you will still have to do it. But yeah, assumingly, they said that they rolled it back a little bit, but I don't know. Big tech is behind the law changes. Well, maybe. That is maybe correct. Okay, guys, so we're doing some Game Boy development today. Is the music at a good volume? Let me know. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm becoming a professional streamer very quickly. Okay, so we're doing some Game Boy development. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, this is the original, not this one. Hold on, which one? Help. Yeah, this one. This one is the original Game Boy. I got one when I was 6 years old. My grandma gifted to me on my 6th birthday. And I want to figure out what was the first game that I ever played on it. I remember it was a basketball game. I don't remember which one exactly. So the idea for this project is I'm gonna build my own Game Boy emulator because I don't own the hardware anymore, I believe. I'm gonna build an emulator, and once the emulator is running, then we'll try to figure out the actual game that we played. Like 30 years ago. Damn, that felt old, that sentence alone. So yeah, this is the third day developing this emulator. We still don't have like any visual indication of what's happening. But yeah, we have some code. We have like this that doesn't do anything yet. This was just a prototype. So the actual code is this. Are you ready? Hello world. It's done. It's finished. It compiled. GG. We did it. Yeah, so we don't actually have any code working, doing anything, but we do have some helper functions and constants and that kind of stuff. So here are a bunch of constants. Here are a bunch of helpers, mainly for getting colors from indices, and also a get bit function that giving a byte in an index returns like the value for that specific bit. We have single array that represents the entire memory map. I can go more into detail if you guys have questions about that, but essentially the Game Boy maps the different devices into different addresses in a memory map, and then you access this memory map to communicate with each one of those. We don't want to do that. That will be way more cumbersome, so we just have like a large array, and we read and write from that array and pretend everything is working as intended. You can't jump into development immediately. We need to spend 4 hours typing in the text document first for planning. Oh right, that's the new AI thing, right? We should like go into AI and say, good morning, Mr. AI. Let's plan the day for today. And then we write a bunch of stuff, right? We write a bunch of stuff for like 3 hours. And then we say, go. And then it goes. And then we have a working emulator that we didn't write. Amazing. Isn't life amazing? We are outsourcing the fun aspects of coding to an AI that doesn't know how to properly code. and then we have the terrible job of having to fix it. The future is now. Yeah, so I was, as I was saying, memory map. We started implementing some registers that we might need or not. I don't know. And then, yeah, I also added some more. These are the different, what's it called, registers and the internal helper functions for them. All fine and dandy. And yeah, that's pretty much all we got. And we have a couple of unit tests that we can run, and they pass successfully. Ignore the warnings, obviously, but yeah, they passed successfully. GG. You want to make an emulator for my hardware architecture and the C compiler? Well, the AI can write the C compiler, assumingly the Claude one. Didn't you read that? When they released like the new Opus thing. Let me see if I can pull it up. Cloud C compiler. Yes, they made, right? Because it's mostly like copying from somewhere and forcing it to run over and over again. But yeah, they in theory built a compiler that's not original code at all. Like there are parts of it, I believe, that are just like straight copies from Linux and stuff. It is what it is. Alright, so yeah, essentially you don't have like anything working in terms of actual visual stuff. So I thought that maybe we can start going that route. I was feeling, the last day we worked on this, which I believe was on Friday, I was feeling that maybe the development wasn't as fun as as I wanted it to be. So yeah, I think we need to start putting some visual things on screen, because if not, people will just die of boredom just watching lines of code. So I think that our plan for that should be implementing the cartridge, like the parsing a cartridge and going like the boot sequence to like to show like the Nintendo logo rolling down. So if I show you guys the Gameboy boot, is there a video of this? Oh, pop. There should be a short one somewhere. No. Yeah, something like this. Okay, it scrolls down, Nintendo, and then bling. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, so I think we should start going that route, because then once we have proper visualization into it, we can start adding more cool stuff. Are you going to use Win32 and X11 and Wayland and Cocoa? I actually have no idea. I have no plan whatsoever for the window rendering part of it. STL3, let's go. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've actually never plugged like a proper graphical library into Rust, so I don't know how that would go, but I also didn't want that to be the purpose of this project, right? But yeah, if anything, we might just use like Dear I Am GUI or the other one that Rust has, and then just essentially render bitmaps directly here, which might be a way faster option. It doesn't render stuff. Well, it does render bitmaps, I believe. Right. Well, pretty sure they already have like a sample code that already has it plugged in somewhat. But yeah, I understand what you mean. Like they just call API functions to actually render like the text and buttons and stuff. But they have like proper projects, I guess. Yeah, like STL, OpenGL thing. We just like copy all of these. Well, but then it's CPP, so it won't work. But yeah, there's a similar one for Rust, which I believe it's called a GUI, which I also have never used. I tried to, but I've never actually used it. I wanted to embed this into the Chaotix engine, but then Mr. Boss guy was like, nah, we don't need that. And then the company died. GG. GG. We killed the company because we didn't want to do proper stuff. GG. Yay. And now I'm out of a job. Isn't life fun? Ads are finished. Good morning, GeekyWix. Guys, we still haven't give a new name to our Red Dead Redemption 2 horse. We had to sadly unalive Mr. Manure. Yes. Our first horse is officially dead. But now we have a new one, but he still doesn't have a name, so I think we'll figure it out this afternoon. Yeah, essentially this is fairly similar to EMGUI. And they also have like code for the web stuff. So even maybe you can even convert this into a web emulator. Imagine that. And then we could have like all sort of debugging windows to read the memory and stuff. That would be cool. Poopy McPoop face. Yeah, I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 horses do poop a ton. That is true. Yeah, hello, WikiWix. So today, again, we are doing some Rust development. We are working on our own, I'm lost, Game Boy original emulator, the brick one, which, in my opinion, is the best console ever made. We don't need a PS5. We don't need PlayStations. We don't need Xboxes. We don't need anything. We don't even need smartphones. This was all we got 30 years ago. For you young people that take life for granted, this was all we got. Black and white. Well, not really black and white colors. It was essentially shades of green. Look at this. This is beautiful. Monochrome. Yes. Monocolor, but then because we had the green filter, it essentially became green instead of gray. I mean, Pocket Monsters. Holy. The first Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Pokemon Blue. It was very nice. Yeah, Simonot actually had a good idea the other day, where after we have this emulator running, we might as well flash the emulator into a Pico? No, a Mini Pi, a Pi Mini. I don't know the name. Pi Zero. And put it inside a proper case with a screen and stuff, and then I'll have my own built from scratch Game Boy. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There are even like Game Boy kits and stuff. Something like this, but all 3D printed and stuff would be nice. Yeah, it's just an idea. but for sure something that I can get behind. Sounds fun. Again, I do need to have projects, right? So the more crazy they are, the more people they will attract and the more time I have to invest on them. And if they are fun enough, then I can probably create like YouTube videos out of them and also market the channel that way. Yeah, so do we want to integrate eGUI now? I mean, I feel like this would be the easiest way to just starting having some visual stuff. I don't know. And then you can have a window just to render the screen or something. Maybe. Thoughts? You can just print to terminal. I can just print to terminal. That is true, because we only have 4 colors. So we could do like spaces white or black, I don't know. Then we have slight gray, more gray, black. Something like this. Right? This would be our color palette for now. I'm sneezing. Avoid it. GG. Yeah, maybe we could write to the terminal with just... Okay, let's do that. That seems better. And then I will plug like eGUI off stream, because that doesn't seem fun at all to do. Okay, so not yesterday, on the last development stream of this, I was considering starting to implement the startup sequence, the power-up sequence, which is essentially like the scrolling down of Nintendo and then the beep. We'll skip the audio for now. And we learned that there is a 256 boot ROM that the console runs by itself, and then only then it relays the responsibility to the cartridge. And that ROM, it's not this. That ROM, it's this. Issue is, this is all in text, and I don't want to write a lexer and a parser and an assembler, whatever, to all of this, right? I really don't. So the other day I was browsing the internets and I was able to find do I have the link for that? Hold on. I mean, you can do this. And I was able to find that the boot ROM is essentially these 256 bytes, which we could, instead of having on a file, I mean, we could still put them on a file, but we could just create an array with these 256 instructions and then start running from here. So yeah, we need to figure out what the hell this is, or where can I actually find the text for this. Let me see, no. Let me see if I can find it, the file. Where is the thing? It's also not here. GG. Yeah, I don't know which... oh, it was here. This was the thing that I found. Okay. First put incoming hype. There are like 4 instructions, bro. I mean, yes, you are not incorrect. Well, there are more than that. But the thing is that this instruction is like a 0x like 21 or something, this one, because it's using an existing register. But then this one, because it's using a proper address, then it's an 31, and this only takes 1 byte, and this needs to take 2 bytes, which are the 2 operands. And this is like weird, and I don't want to do that because I know I'll make a mistake and it will be fairly difficult to debug. I need to figure out how to design my instruction set. Yes, you do need that. What kind of project are you working on, by the way, TS Trust? I would probably take an inspiration on Pico. Right, like Pico 8 or something. What's it called? Because it's a fairly simple like instruction set even, so you can like take inspiration from that, I believe. I also considered making an emulator for these, but meh. It even has signs and stuff. Okay, in any case, we go here. I'll keep these DMG here. Well, I might as well rename these to ROMs. ROMs. Sure. And new file. Well, this is a binary, but it's a text representation of the binary. Hold on. Alt J. Someone taught me about Alt J. GG. It worked. Okay, so this is a 16 by 16. And someone very important to me that lives very near my heart taught me about Alt J. Indeed. The surprise. Okay, in any case, I still don't want to use this representation, okay? This is just to have like a copy of it here. I'll actually like put it on constants or something. Poop const boot rom, and this is U8 256, and might as well do this. Bro, no, I don't want that. Okay, no, this will work. That won't work. Fuck. It's fine, we got this. Bro. This is not what I wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I need to put the angle brackets instead of the curly ones? I don't know. It's not liking this, so maybe. Computer says yes. Guys, we got our boot ROM ready. Very nice, very nice. So now what we are going to need to do is implement this. Is to implement this. And the way that we are going to implement this is, so this one is called 0x31, which is the instruction number. So it's 3 and 1, so it's an LD SP, that should be like the instruction pointer or something, and 16, which will be a 16-bit address, which means that this actually takes 3 bytes, right? One for the instruction, one for the operator, and then 2 for the operand. So in this case, this will be the LD, and this will be the 16-bit byte, the 16-byte address. And then we can go to AF, which would be this one, which is a short AA. Cool. And then we go to, yeah, you see how this goes, right? So yeah, this is a load, setup stack, and then a short. So we'll need to do this automatically. You have to write the parser anyway for the game, but you don't want to do the assembly. Well, my theory is that all ROMs will come in binary, right? So they will all come in this format, like just raw bytes and stuff. So I just want to decode this. I don't actually need to support this language. How will TS just make its own game in the emulator? Well, it can work on the lexer and parser himself. Once this is working, I will probably open source it, and then you guys can do whatever you want with it. It might even be like a community project, right? But yeah, I have no interest in supporting this. The only interest that I have is double checking that I'm actually decoding these into these proper functions, right? So yeah. Oh, this is the Tetris soundtrack. Yeah. So I think I'll just get rid of this ASM parser. This is not what we need right now. So is this called a decoder, a binary decoder, or what do I call this? Opcode decoder? Octal display? No. Yes. No, I want the standard one. And then there's this reference here. Nice. Oh, and this is another... Oh, this is an existing assembler linker. Okay. Interpreter. GG. You are so smart, EQX. Interpreter. Okay. So we go the interpreter route. Directory. Interpreter. And this will need to be a mod rs, right? Mod. GG. And then on main we go, oh, it's already there, interpreter. And so we will on main. Okay, let's think about how we want to do this. So we want to call the interpreter, and then we are going to call read bytes or something, or from bytes maybe. And here we are going to well, no, here I only passed bytes, right? So this is the boot ROM. And then run or something. Or maybe just this. I don't know. I'm terrible with API design. Pubfn from bytes. And these will take some reference to bytes. GG. But I don't want to print anything. I'll maybe just log it here. And then we can... maybe we can output to console. And then we can compare with the assembly version. Maybe. So this needs to be... no. This, yes. Okay. Okay, so how do we want to do this? So we'll probably need to have the current instruction index, which will start at 0. I'll probably need to pass a length here. Is this sized? I know, like, can I know the size of this? I can. Cool. Yeah, so I will need to figure out the instruction that I'm on, and then depending on what I'm actually doing in terms of instruction itself, I might either just do a no-op, which is skip ahead kind of thing, or I might need to read an additional byte, or I might need to read 2 additional bytes when there are 16-byte addresses. And I think that's the max, right? So I can either read 1 more or 2 more. I don't see like a 4 space something. Let me double check. Yes. There aren't 3-byte reads. GG. Okay. So then I'll need to do like an instruction length, right, which will essentially parse all of these and tell me which is the number of additional bytes that I need to do for this. I wonder if I can... how should I do this? I mean, I'll need to implement all of these anyway, so might as well just write like a giant hash map or something. Right? Probably. Probably that's the way that we are gonna go. But yeah, essentially this will be my instruction, right, which will be my bytes instruction index. This will give me a U8, and then I'll need to get instruction length from the instruction, this will tell me a giant switch table. Probably that's the way to go. This will give me the length, and then I will need to do something like this if it's 1, else if it's 2, else if it's 3, else panic, right? Because we shouldn't have anything here. Are you going for cycle accurate? Hello, good morning, 6DBW. Is there a shorter form for your name? 6D, maybe? Yeah, good morning. My name is Dudezord. 7th day of streaming and working on this Gameboy emulator. And are you going for cycle accurate? I don't know. So again, just to give some context for the people that do not know this, I was given one of these bad boys, literally, 30 years ago by my grandma, and I just want to play the original game that came with it. It was some sort of basketball game, and I just want to build my own emulator so I can try to play that game. So I would say that as long as I can play that game kind of properly, I think we are good to go. So yeah, I don't think we need to go to cycle accurate, as long as it doesn't have like major bugs and visual artifacts and stuff. I think we can still consider it to be a success, at least in my book. Maybe as a second pass kind of thing, you know. Okay, so EQX suggested we made a giant thing. The game may or may not rely on cycle accurate timing. Won't know till you try. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want to commit to something until I know if I will need that or not. I will try to keep the cycle accurate timing in mind, just so at least I know if we need to go down that route. I know what to do when time comes, but for now we'll just wing it and see where it lands us, and then if it doesn't work, we fix it until it works. That's essentially the vibe that I want from this. Okay, so should we turn this, guys? Should we use AI to build our switch, or will you force me to painstakingly type all of this by hand? No AI. Your own choice. Good morning, Simonot. No point if you... No, I meant like using AI just to transform these into a huge switch statement. But it was a alpha joke. I'd rather do it myself. We are doing it like the pros did. But yes, I'm not to say boring repetitive job is where I'd use AI. I do agree with that. But yeah, we are trying not to take any shortcuts here. My idea is maybe to use AI only to ask for improvements or to some bugs that I might not have detected, and not actually use AI generated code. Fully organic free range code. Indeed. Building a CPU emulator is a boring repetitive job. Yes, it is. And we do have time, so no need to vibe code it and have it all working in 5 minutes. Good morning, Leaked Geek. This is my Gameboy emulator stream. Yesterday was in real development, today is Gameboy emulator in Rust. Did you own one of these? Gameboy original. One of these bad boys right here. You like Rust more than C++? No. I actually despise Rust. I hate Rust with a passion. But it's what I feel most comfortable with right now. I remember playing one with the little light for nighttime, but don't know if it was mine or a friend's. Yeah, they had some sort of attachment. Or do you mean like this? No, probably not this. You had like some sort of bulb. Yeah, something like this. What do you hate about Rust? I would say that it's nothing in particular with the language. The main issue for me is that I did work professionally with Rust for the past 3 years, and I didn't have a chance to actually use like the debugger and unit tests and all that kind of proper development tools that came with the language. So I essentially grew a very large hatred for the language, just because the language itself, it's not an easy one to write, it's not an easy one to understand. It has like the entire issue with the borrow checker that you need to know what the hell you are doing. But yeah, essentially it was the fact that I couldn't easily debug it that made me hate it so much, because the iteration times are very long, because Rust also does take a long time to compile for large projects. So yeah, that it was essentially that. If at that time we had picked any other language, our life would be way easier. We didn't. We went with Rust, and I hated every single day of it, because it was just more hard than what it should. But now I'm trying to force myself to use proper Rust tools, like a proper IDE, which we were not using, a proper debugger so I can attach and like inspect the memory and stuff. We are also doing the unit tests. Well, now it's not compiling obviously, but we are doing proper unit tests. So I'm trying to, instead of going to a psychologist and talk about my issues with Rust, I'm just gonna add on, force myself to use it as it should have been for the last 3 years, and maybe I'll grow a liking for the language. Yeah, it was just way more difficult than what it should be, than what it should have been. Yeah. It was a thing you clipped on top, yeah. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I've never had one of these. Do you have a good handle on the borrow checker now? Yes. And I can predict before even compiling if the thing will compile or not, and what type of error it will give me. So yeah, I do understand the borrow checker. I can solve pretty much all borrow checker issues. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, if people don't enjoy the Rust development stuff, or if I think I'm also making my life way more difficult than it should, then I can just switch to like C++ or C# or something. Yeah, giving it a second chance in its proper IDE environment seems sensible. Yes. That's the idea. The idea is like to do some sort of closure and be like, okay, I actually enjoyed Rust all of this time, I just didn't know how to use the language properly. Is this project just for fun? Yes. 100% for fun and for streaming content. Like I don't plan to monetize these in any way, shape or form. I just need to create content to keep you guys entertained. I have a reason why I want to do it, right? I want to build an emulator so I can play the basketball game from 30 years ago And yes, I could download my own emulator, I could download all of the ROMs and try it that way. I already did that like 10 years ago and I wasn't able to find the game. But yeah, I need content, so might as well do one from scratch. It's something that I always wanted to do, like building my own console emulator. And I know that the Game Boy is essentially one of the simpler ones to build. Yeah. Okay, I think we can start with the giant switch statement. I think we can start with the giant switch statement and see where it leads us. Damn, I'm gonna hate all of these, ain't I? We shall see, we shall see. Okay, so this will take a byte and you wait byte. And then this will return like an instruction or something. Okay, and I'll just create a instruction. And these will have an opcode, a label, which will be a string. I think it's this static one, even. And more length or number of operands. Well, it's only one operand usually, but it's a 16, right? Whenever it says 3 space, it's because it has a 16 bit address. I'm just triple checking, hold on. Yeah, seems to be that. Cool. And let the fun... Oh, it's not a switch, it's a match. It's a match byte. Let the fun begin. I don't even remember the syntax already. I'm cooked. No, I can do a instruction. And these will be missing fields. Yes, opcode. This label. Nop. And length. Well, length might as well. No, we will do it that way. 1. Guys, 1 is done. We need 254 more. This table a good thing to have AI generate? I think so, but maybe I'll just tank it. I don't know if this is good content or not, but maybe this is part of the closure thing that I'm trying to fix on myself. Right, so we just go. We just go. This is LD, BC, and 16. And these as length 3. But I do agree that probably this would be way simpler to have AI generate. Okay, if I do this, then I'm just gonna panic. Oh, you need the commas. Right. So, once you have an instruction, how does that get you closer to emulating the behavior of that instruction? Well, on this map, probably not at all, honestly. Probably not at all. But the idea is that, so imagine that we get a 0-0 in a, yeah, imagine that we get a no-op here, right, something like this. I'm not parsing text, by the way, this is just for, so we have a better idea on what the hell this is. But imagine that on constants here, the first instruction, it's a 0-0. This means that this will be a no-op, so then whenever I get a no-op, I know that I just skip one cycle ahead and one instruction ahead. But if I get a 0x31, right, then I'll need to go to this map here, and I'll go to the 3 and then to the 1, and it says that it's LD, SP, and 16. Okay, so what does the code look like to actually do that? Well, in this case, it means that we'll need to grab these 16 bits and then copy them over to this SP pointer, wherever SP is currently at, essentially. So there are some hard-coded registers like BC, DE, B, D, blah blah blah, a ton of them. So it's just copy these into the array. So let me think. Yeah, so imagine that we were doing a 0x31, right? The same one, and this is equal to this string right here. And from this, we know that it has a length of 3. So it's one for the LD, which is the 31 that we have here. And then it's 2 more bytes for this address. So essentially, this means that we'll need to grab the next 2 bytes from the ROM, from the array from the ROM, which might be 0-0 and then this. And if we join all of these together, right, this will, like if we were to do a bitwise OR, well, and this would need to shift 8 bits there, something like this. This will give us 1, right, because this is all zeros, this is 1, so in the end this will give us an 1. So then we'll need to figure out where this SP register is, right? So we would need to, well, we still do not have a mapping to this, but we have like some registers here that I've already defined, like OBP1, OBP0, BGP, WX, WY, blah blah blah, all of these. So I will need to create one for SP specifically, right? And so I'll do like something like this, SP whatever, probably like a mute to it, and then essentially I just say SP equals let data equals this, and then I do this. So essentially this would be the code, because a load, which is this instruction, is just a copy from one side to the other. Are you going to use the opcode field or the label field? I'm going to use the opcode field, because there are different, yeah, I'm going to use the opcode for sure. So yeah, this is, maybe I should be a little bit smarter about this match here. Maybe I could have like some sort of callback where I could like add the function here or something, but maybe we can do that another time. But yeah, this is the overall idea of what we need to accomplish. May I suggest an instruction should be an enum, not a struct. Let me think. Well, yeah, because if it's an enum, then I can reuse it. Yeah. Because if not, I'll need to do these matches everywhere. So that's a good idea. And then I can convert this U8 back and forth between to an enum entry or to a U8 as well. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Okay, let's see where that would land us then. Well, might as well do an opcode here. So if this was a no op, right? I can have like an internal struct to the thing here, can't I? Oh no, I could do something like this, where a no op takes a no op, and this would be 0. Can I do like this? Does it need to be an equal? It also means you can decode all of those purple boxes with a single match arm. Yeah, because then I can easily know the two registers that are being used. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, we go that route then. No, I still want to call this instruction. The thing is that this will be a no-op instruction. And this will have a no-op. Something like this. And then this no-op. Oh, should I have like a... I don't want to make my life more difficult. But... I kind of should have like a trait, so it tells me the label and the length and the opcode. So then I force all the opcodes to implement that. Okay, if we do this and then we do a struct op, and then this is the one that can have like this thing here. Oh, but it won't have it by default. Where is the struct no op for? Well, it's just so we know that, like the length and stuff, right? I'll need to store the length, like the number of arguments that this call will take, so I know how many additional bytes I need to read after this. Okay, let me remove this code. I'm just trying to think. Well, I might have like a struct no op, and then I can have a trait opcode. And then these would have an opcode and could have a label and could have a length. usize, and then I could implement opcode for the op, and this would give me the opcode and the label and the length. Those could just be methods on instruction if you really need them. The methods on instruction. Yeah, like something like this. I mean, I will need to figure out how many additional bytes I will need. I'm just trying to think if I like this. Because once we commit, then we need to go after this for all of them. Right? Yeah, but then I guess I could have... Let me think. Because there are different types of loads, right? There are the green loads which take 3 things. But I wonder, like, if I could turn this into a load. No. Oops, sorry. Oof, do I want to do this? I don't like this music. Tekken, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what would be the best approach to this. Because in the case of loads, there are some loads that take... There are some loads which have a left operand that you need to read, and a left operand that is fixed. In this case, it's BC that is fixed, and then it has one that changes based on the address that you read. So I wonder if I could do like, this is a load. I mean, this is a load BC. I mean, I could do something like this, like a load left fixed, and this is a BC, right? Something like this. And this would be the 1. And let's imagine that I would do the 11 one, which is this guy right here. This would be D. This would be the same fixed guy, but then I can specify which is the thing we want inside, right? And yeah. And I would know that all of these left fixed have length 3. So then I could start grouping these into like the colors, essentially. Like each color would be almost an instruction here. Right. Let's see how these would look like for the LD left fixed guy. I don't know if I need the label. I'll probably need the label to convert from this to that. So this would be an LD. Oh, sorry. LD left fixed. This would be an LD format. This will be an LD, and then here I would need to put the register. Oh, might as well do it like this. The internal register, and then this will be an N16. Self.register, right? No, maybe self.0. No, this takes a register. Something like this. And then this register will then be one of all of those. Like it can either be a BC, a DE, an HL, an SP, and blah blah blah. Yeah. We see where we are going with this, right? Invalid format string. Okay, maybe it doesn't like this. Yes, and yeah, and then I will need to implement display for this thing. Unresolved. Yes. Hello? Why can't you standard format display? FMT. Why don't you like this? Why don't you like this? And this would be length 3, right? I mean, instead of left fixed, I will probably do a register and address. Something like this, right? And then this will be a register BC. And this will be a register. Yeah, something like this. Do I like this? I don't know if I like this. I do not know if I like this. I have no idea why this is complaining so much. Cannot find derive macro display. Bro, like, it's right here. Am I being dumb? Probably I am. Oh, probably because it cannot be this, right? Maybe this needs to be a debug one, derive debug. Right, because the display one needs to be impl. Needs to be implemented, right? Probably. Int type attribute missing. You. 16. Right, this is. No, it's a U8, isn't it? Yeah, it's only. Hold on, what is going on here? It's not this. What is the issue then? Int type attribute missing. I've never used this. What is this? An enum with a discriminant must specify int type. Ah, I see. I see. Okay. And we keep going. Now. LD reg address takes 0 generic arguments. Oh, because this needs to be a pub? No. What's going on? You like this? Oh. I see. It doesn't like an argument here. Yes, it doesn't like this here. Yes. I see. Okay. I have an idea. Instead of just blindly implementing all of this, we might as well start reading the ROM, and then whenever we get an instruction that fails, we implement that instruction instead of just blindly doing this. Because there might be a situation where most of these are not like even used at all in any games, and we are just wasting time. So yeah, how do I want to go about that? What are the constants, sir? Okay, so we'll need to start reading this ROM from bytes. Okay. So this is the instruction index. Okay. And then we say that the Hold on. Yeah, I'm having some difficulty figuring out how to like allow this. Take like an argument here. This would be DE. Right, like I want to build this easily. I want to build this easily, but I don't like it this way. It's a load where the left operator is a register and the right operator is an address. So it's like all of these green ones. And I wanted an ability. Well, it takes a register inside, which will be either BC or DE or AGL or SP, which are like these guys right here. But I cannot create these here like directly. Is that like a template? Yes. The idea is I wanted to make this generic enough that I just specify what is the register from the left side, because the address will be read from the ROM instead. But the registry is fixed, and that's what I was trying to do. But I mean, I could maybe turn this into an enum as well, right? Because this only has like 4 of these anyway. And maybe this could be its own enum. So instead of taking a register, then here I could say it's a BC or a DE or an AGL or an SP. And then here I could say this is a BC and this is a DE, but this guy still doesn't like the fact that I'm specifying the type itself for the enum here, because he says that this should be a generic one. So this should be this. So I'm trying to figure out how could I properly do this, because the alternative is again to implementing each one of these as their specific types, which is probably what I'll need to do, but then it will suck because I'll need to implement this opcode for every one of them. So yeah, I'm unsure. I'm unsure on what the best situation is right now. Or I could probably still rely on this, right? And if I do this, then here, sorry. Yeah, then here I would do the BC here, and here I would do the E one. But then I do it in the instruction method instead of having it properly defined. Would be easy to do in C++, but I have no idea what this enum syntax does. I mean, it's just an enum, right? But it is an enum that can take a generic argument inside, which can either be like a structure, like a class. Okay, so usually in C++, you just have an enum, and you say, okay, this enum is value 0, and then you have a load that is 10, and then you have an add that is 20 or something, right? This is what you do in C++. In Rust, each enum, besides having their own like value and stuff, you can pass a generic argument, right? So imagine that instead of an hard-coded load or a generic load one, you'd want to do a load 3, right? And then here I mean, I don't know how to actually justify why this is useful. But here now you have two loads. One is a load 3, called load 3 because it might take like 3 arguments or something. This is load 4, which might take 4 arguments. But they are still, their base class will be the same load 1. But then whenever you actually want to reference this load 3, you need to first specify in code like what that internal thing will be. Yeah, it's very dank. I don't know if it's like the proper thing I need right here. Because I was trying, right? I was trying if I could do this, right? If I could do this, then I would be specifying the entire enum here. But because I can't, this needs to be a generic type, cannot be like a typed one directly. I need to pass like a generic one, and then on this function here, when actually creating the instruction from the enum, then I need to specify, okay, this LD reg address is actually for the BC register. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. That's the thing. I kind of wanted to have the enum directly mapping all of this, but I cannot. Yeah, so I wonder if I just define everything on this one or not. Oh well. Oh well. I don't know. If there are some crazy Rust masters here, I would appreciate some help right now. Alternative is to ask Mr. GPT what he thinks about it. Yeah, because I'm also trying to use like some patterns that I wouldn't use otherwise. Yeah, because the alternative is, instead of having like enums here, is to create all of these very well defined things, but then I'll need to create 256 of them, which I kind of don't want. But maybe I could create a macro, as you were kind of suggesting how you do it for CPP as well. And then I could have like a macro called LD reg, LD reg address. And here I could specify this is the BC one, and then I can have all of these. And all of these will be macros, and each one of these will generate like the proper class and opcode. Is that what I want to do? I don't know. That feels like it would simplify a ton, not gonna lie. But I do not know if that's what I want. Yeah, because then this doesn't work for this. This doesn't work for this. Because then this is not generic enough. Maybe just if statements. Maybe just if statements. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know. Yeah, I think that we'll start running these, and whenever we find an instruction that we do not support, we implement that instruction, and we'll do it until we can actually run this until the end, and then we'll see. Like if you separate the two nibbles, 0x, x and y, if x less than 4 and y equals 1, that seems tough. And that seems even harder than just like matching on these types directly, no? Because ideally I want to match on these ones like directly, and not doing, oh, if this is a 3 and then this is a 1, then I need to do whatever. Hi, how goes it? It's not going. We are not going. I'm a fraud. I'm a Rust fraud. I don't know how to solve this. But for example, for the big load area, maybe. Let's use C++ then. He pretended to know Rust. No, I pretended to know how to understand the, what's it called? The borrow checker. Row gives you first operand, column gives you second operand. Yeah, I'm not sure if I like that TQX. I think I really just rather do one by one. 64 instructions for free. Well, yeah, in this case it might make sense because these are all very well organized. DHGL, DHGL, PCDE. BDHHL, which this one is different. These ones are different. BIs. Either way, this is a good way to learn, yeah. Well, okay. Executive decision. We just go. We try to parse this. Hopefully, this will start panicking a ton. Whenever it panics, we implement that thing and we keep going. We keep threading along. So you could do switch, and if no match, then if forest. Oof. I mean, it would work. I just don't know if that would be a good code like to maintain mainly. Okay, so the instruction index is that. So my instruction, well, I would guess that this would need to go while instruction index is less than that. And then probably here I'll return where I'm at, which is this. So for while the instruction is less than the bytes that I have there, I want to read my instruction. That first will be this, and then will be instruction. Oh, I already ate these codes. Expand the function but found the instruction. Oh, because yeah. Okay. Call it get instruction then. Okay. So now we have an instruction, and hopefully it's just gonna crash immediately. GG. Instruction not implemented. We might be able to just type the byte that we do not have here. And then this instruction it's an enum. Yeah, I don't like any of this. It's crazy. I'm hating all of these already. But essentially, if I have this, this doesn't make much sense, because this will be an enum here, which then has the internal type. But I can't literally do this just to get the first thing. Is cancelled, Gameboy emulator. Almost being cancelled for sure. The thing is, I need to get the length for this instruction. I need to get the length for this instruction. But this is all generic, so this won't work. I don't think this can be an enum. I don't think this can be an enum. No. I don't think this can be an enum. Oh, I deleted the instruction, hold on. Right. Might as well just make a hash table at this point and build it during startup. Yes. That's what I'm thinking. But building an hash table of what? Well, it doesn't need to be an hash table, right? Because I do know these indices, so it can be just a regular vector. But I want to encode a ton of stuff. So how do I do this? I'm not liking any of this, like it's crazy. I'm not liking any of this. Because okay, this is a structure, this, and I do this. Hold on. Then this isn't a trait anymore, right? So here I could technically do dot length, and then I would do at the end of this length -1. No, it should be length. Yes. No inheritance in Rust, lol. I mean, that's what traits are for. Traits are essentially interfaces. But using interfaces, traits directly, makes it so some things will not have a proper size, but no state. Right. Well, interfaces don't have a state, do they? Interfaces are only like methods. You then could have like abstract classes and stuff in C++, and that would store you some member variables and stuff. Oh damn, how do I want to do this? Okay, because ideally I don't want to rely on a get instruction method. Right? I want to rely on a... Okay, let's go the hash map route. And then if it crashes, we know that we don't have it. So this will be this, and this will be an instruction. Hash map with capacity to 56. Yes. So ideally, I mean, this could be instructions. Ideally, instead of this, I would want to be able to call instructions with the index. No, sorry, this instruction instead. With this. And this would get me an instruction. Now, the thing is, this instruction needs to have an opcode, a length, a label. Okay, let me get rid of all of these. What if it isn't in map? Then it will crash because it means that we haven't implemented it yet. Right, I'll probably need to have like a build instructions or thing or something, or prepare. Yeah, like a prepare here, and then here on instructions we would actually append stuff. Like this would be an instruction no op, something like this. Can't be const, needs to be static. Cannot assign a new value to index content of immutable binding. Mute. Mute static. Help. How do I do this? Cannot assign a new... Bro, you still don't like this. Don't lie to me. Cannot borrow immutable instructions as mutable. Does it needs to be mute here? New. Cannot call non-const. Borrow checker Lamau. Constant functions. Consider wrapping this expression in standard sync lazy lock new. Ay. Yeah, that's right. Freaking hell. Okay. Okay. Does this work now? Oh, it needs to be a lazy lock this. Guys who haven't invented Rust. That guy, bro. Standard use, standard sync, lazy lock. Don't you feel safe? I feel so much safer now. Okay. No, do I still need the mute here? I do not. Okay. So, can I do now the instructions dot... Hold on. What type is this? This should be an hash map, no? It's a lazy lock. Okay, do I need to do something like this? This would be crazy, right? And then here I could do like an instruction new. Now, what's wrong with this? Instruction cannot be referenced. Do you like this? Also no. Address. Okay. No op. Okay, so maybe now we can make this an enum. Right? Because if this is a no op, this works. And now if this is this thing, and then it takes a register. Right? Now I have an enum register, which can be enum register, which can be bcd agl sp, and this takes a register. Then I can implement instruction to have a length. Oh, no. Well, then here inside I would need to match on these things. No, not an enum. Expected a function. Cannot assign to data in an index of a hash map. Get mute. Ay. Get. Bro, really? Why can't you do this? Like, what's difficult about this? Is it because it's a lazy thing? I'm trying to learn and I'm not able to learn anything with this. It's required to modify indexed content, but it's not implemented for hash map. Help use insert to insert a value. Okay. Okay. Do you like this more? Now what? Cannot borrow immutable as mutable. Okay. Bruh. Okay, Rust, lazy, lock, static. Let's learn. How do I do this? Do I need to like unreference first? Like unreference this. Cannot borrow immutable is mutable. Cannot borrow is okay. Mute. Also no. I thought statics were mutable by default. What's the issue here? Static, lazy lock, string, lazy lock, another blah blah blah. Okay. Oof, do I need to do this? The string is built, stored in lazy lock and return as... I don't know what I'm doing, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. Don't they let me build this after? Static items do not call drop. First we must ask ourselves, what is lazy? Yes. What is lazy? Bro, I just want to modify this. I need to do a get mute here. Returns a mutable reference to the value if initialized. Okay, do I need to return a get mute, and then I pass some mute instructions here, and then I do this fancy stuff, then this. This feels like shit. It is me on this fine day of doing nothing. Hello, hybrid low. Welcome to the stream. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to use Rust, but wrongly, it appears. I think you might have to unwrap it first. Well, I'm unwrapping it here. The thing is, I don't think I can make this guy mutable, because he should be mutable by default, because it's static. I think mute static Rust. It appears like we still need the mute there. Okay, so maybe that's the entire issue. Yeah, static mutable. GG. And now unsafe. Ay, ay, ay. We all start the rest by stumbling into the borrow checker 1,000 times until it clicks, lol. Yeah, it might not look like, but I do have 3 years of professional experience with Rust. The issues that I'm battling is I don't know how to go from a lazy lock to actually putting stuff inside of it. Because I don't want to use unsafe everywhere. You need the mutex. Oh, so maybe Litgeek was correct the entire time. I can try to help with what we are trying to do. Okay, so we are building a Gameboy emulator. And what we want to do is we want to first start parsing these, interpreting this boot ROM. And for instance, this first byte here will be the OX31 instruction, which is going to be this one here. So I want to add into the instructions hash map some info about what this instruction is, so I know how to properly process it. I don't need nothing fancy for now. I just want the ability to have this string here and this length. I don't need like callbacks and that kind of stuff. But maybe I need the mutex. I don't know. It shouldn't. Like lazy lock should do this for me. Arc mutex. Lazy lock global new. Oh, but then global itself starts a mutex. Okay, so maybe that's the issue. Maybe this needs to be a mutex. Yeah, regarding the lazy lock specifically, do you want to load the all instruction hash map once or change it afterwards? I will be calling prepare once at the start of the emulator. So this will get built inside this function here. Lazy lock mutex arc box. Yeah, Bible thump. Bro. I'm about to change to C++. I'm about to change to C++. It better be mutex neo. Okay. You don't need lazy lock. Okay, maybe I don't need this mute here. If I'm understanding you correctly, I would suggest not using mutex yet. Return a loaded hash map from the prepare function and use that function in lazy lock new. Yeah, that would be smarter, wouldn't it be? That would be smarter. So I think what you're saying is that I could do this. This would return the hash map instead. And then I would call this here. And then I don't need the mutex at all. So I would do this. Found the Rust expert we needed, indeed. Guys, we are safe. We are not going back to C++ again. Okay. Let mut instructions equals hash map with capacity 256. Cool. Then we return the instructions here. Oops. Return the instructions here. So here we just need to insert, for instance, that 31 there. And the value will be this guy here, which will be an 0x31. And this will be a load from a register to an address, and this will be with the BC. Holy, yeah, yes. And if the instruction fails, it's just gonna crash. Right, whenever we wanna get this instruction here. Okay, so do I need to implement a clone here? Oh, probably a clone for instruction. Right. Derive. Well, yeah, might as well have debug and clone. And register as well. Okay. So now let's see. I want a length here, but I'll need to match on self, right? And if it's a no op, then it's a 1. If it's a this, then this will be a 3. Okay, so now how do I get the instruction from that base thing? Well, they are saying a copy, yes. So this would need to be a copy. Well, maybe if I have a copy, I don't need a clone. We'll see. No, if you have a copy, you need a clone. Always, yes. Holy. No entry found for key. Okay, hold on. So now we put a breakpoint there. Okay, so our instruction. Okay, can I change how to visualize this? Can I change? Yes, okay. So we got the OX31 and our instructions. Confused. Pop in. Hi, can you help me? Well, that's a big question for a first message. It will highly depend on what you are about to ask me. But we can try. Worst case scenario, you'll get a no. So. Okay. Oh, and we got length with 3. Okay, so this is working. And okay, so then it will be a AF. It will be an AF. Okay. Also love the channel. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this seems to be working. Have you heard of Chomsky hierarchy? I have not. Absolutely zero idea what that means. Absolutely no clue. Can you look it up? I'll do it on my other PC. Is a containment hierarchy of formal grammars that classify languages based on their complexity and computational power. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is... I can already tell you this is not anything that I will be able to help you with. Because it's something that's not interesting to me whatsoever. Okay, so we are getting the length, we are properly going. And okay, in theory it should panic. Well, it is panicking, saying no entry found for key, obviously, which means that we do not have like the proper instruction here, which would mean that we need to pass this, and then this will be a match, right? Match on this. And if it's a none, then we panic, saying we do not know what the hell this instruction is, right? Feels like this might be the thing. Where's the error? A non-instruction AF. GG. A and then F somewhere. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. Okay, so AF will be this one here, which is an XOR instruction. Do we only have a single XOR instruction? No. Okay. So this will be an XOR instruction. And sometimes it is with a value, sometimes it is with an address. So there can be between two registers, right? Or between or a register and a value, or a register and an 8-bit value. Okay, we'll get there. Okay, so we now have AF. This will be an XOR between two registries, and this will be both A's. These will be both A's. B, C, D, E. Then H and L. H, L. Congrats to Zord, you've already attracting weird people. Thank you very much. It's not the first time actually. Like on the first stream I had someone offering like some graphical like layouts for the stream, and I said no, I already have TS Jost, which is my graphics guy. So they left. They still followed the channel, so GG. I still earned 1 follower. Indeed. Okay, so this instruction from XOR, from register to register, it's only size 1. Oh, yes. Okay, and we go again. Oh, I got something. Aki the Tsar. That's a cool username. Aki the Tsar. No, yeah, Aki the Tsar. Followed you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. My name is Dudezord. This is my second week of streaming. Morning streams I do some game development related stuff, and then on afternoon streams I play games, essentially. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Cool was when I was 5, true. But it's stuck. Do you mean like the Game Boy? Like you played when you were 5? Nah, my username. Oh, it's cool when I was 5. Aki the Tsar. No. It's a cool username. It's a different one for sure. Does it have like any specific meaning or? Okay, I don't like this song. Bye bye. Amser Ball. Hell yeah. A cool soundtrack. Okay, so we have the thing here. Okay, so this should compile now. Well, not compile, but it should crash in a different one. A non-instruction, 21. Which is another load. Okay. So these now should be a load from HL. GG. And we go again, and we keep doing this until everything works. Next one is 32. And 32 will be an increment on a register. And this increment, no, sorry, 32. No, 32 is this. Help. What does this syntax mean? So HL is the register. This probably means panicking will continue until morale improves. I don't know what this means. Oh, I know what this means. Do I? No. Hold on. Let me think. Usually the difference or pointer stuff. Yes, but what do the plus thing means? So I reference this and then I take like the higher 8 bits. Hold on. 32 mnemonic LD bytes 1 operands decrement. I don't know what this means. They had a different page here that had cool stuff. Was it here? Resources. Decrement after. But do I decrement the value or the pointer? Like I had a cool thing here telling me what I was supposed to do there. Is it this? No, it's not this. Docs. Oh man. CPU instructions. Yeah, I think it's this. Okay, so I do believe we are on these here. Copy the value in register R8 into the byte pointed to by HL. Okay, what about the plus? HL plus must be HLI. Where does it say that? Like, I'm not sorry guys, I'm not doubting you, but I would really appreciate to have some reference that explains what that is supposed to do. Because like here there are all of these load instructions and none of them have the plus or minus. That references uses HLI. Okay, hold on. What is HLI? Oh, it's this. Oh, HL increment. Copy the value in register A into the byte pointed by HL. So HL will be a pointer and increment HL. Okay. Bro, increment HL, so this means I will increment the pointer by 1 or the value of the pointer. Well, it cannot be the value of the pointer because I'm copy there. Okay, so it's copy this value, enter the value pointed by this pointer, and then increment this pointer. Oof. Okay. Ay. Yeah. Okay, so this will be... It's at the 32, so it's the decrement. LDD. Load with decrement. And this will be 21. No, hold on. Hold on. I'm not doing this properly. Am I? So the first one is 31. No, 31 is this. LDSP, yes. And then it's AF. Which is a XRA. And then it's a 21, which is this. Yes. And that takes 3. Now it's a 32. So a 32 is this. Okay. We were correct all along. So this is a load with decrement from a register and address. So this will be an HL. Well, but this load is different from this load, right? Because this is just copying the value there on the register, and this is the value that the register points to. Oof. It's fine. We shouldn't care much about that for now, at least. Okay. Okay. Hold on. No, and this doesn't take any... Hold on. Right, I still need this guy here. Hold on. LD reg address. Yeah, the other one is an address. This is a register as well. So that's my bad. No. That song was terrible. Yes. Okay, so this is from a register to a register, and this only takes one argument. Yes. DD register to register. It's this what? Do we want to do this? Yeah, maybe. Okay. And we go again. CB. CB, which will be this one here. Prefix. This is like a label, isn't it? CB will be a prefix. Instruction prefix. Prefix. CB is a prefix for all of them. Ah, it's this. CB is a prefix. The second table. Oh, just notice that the plus thing was all here. Okay. What am I supposed to do with this? Will this like give me a 2 bytes after that I need to use to do all of this? Probably. These are all 2 bytes, right? 8-bit shifts and stuff. Okay, so I get a CB and then I get a thing. Well, in that case, why doesn't this take... Oh, okay, I see. This would probably be a prefix which takes 4 arguments, right? Because the first one would be CB. No, 3 arguments, right? This would take 3 could take 3 arguments instead. The first one would be CB, saying that it's a prefix, meaning that whatever comes after points to this table. And then the second argument would be the actual operator that we are doing. And then the third value, because all of these only take 1 argument here. Do I want to do it that way? Might as well. Right? Might as well, honestly. And then this would be a prefixed, whatever a prefixed thing is, but then we could do like a prefixed thing, and then this could be an RLC and RRC. It's probably like a rotate, then an RL, an RR, stuff like this. Okay. Then a prefix takes 3 bytes instead. Yeah, I think I like this more than having to have a separate flag saying, okay, now we are prefixing and now we need to figure out what the hell this is. Maybe, I don't know. Just a gut instinct. It's telling me to do it this way. Okay, we keep going. CB. Yeah, I didn't have it here. CB will be a prefix. Oh, and then here I'll need to build a prefix from whatever. I see. Okay. I see. Ignore all that I just said for the past 30 seconds. Or 1 minute. Okay, prefix, CB. And keep going. And now it's 7C. Oh no, but this 7C is from the prefix, right? Yeah, this from the... So it's not even this one. I'll need to have a different prefix table. Let mut prefixed false. If let okay, so if the instruction we get is a prefixed instruction, then on the next loop we need to compare. Hello, good morning, Hatamwitch. Welcome to my journey on building my own Gameboy emulator. It's going terribly bad, and I hate Rust. I still hate Rust. Okay, I don't like this music. Lol. This is track number 6 from the Halo soundtrack. Yes. Yeah, and we've been battling the language a little bit, mainly trying to come up with some sort of architecture that would allow us to easily create these opcodes. But I think we figured out something that works. So we will essentially have a static hash map that we generate at the start of the program, where we will essentially will add opcodes and whatever that instruction represents, which also means that we'll be able to know the length of each operator, or of each function, or whatever you want to call it. So then whenever we are actually parsing the boot ROM for the Game Boy is that like sliding Nintendo logo. Whenever we are running this, for each of these instructions, we'll know its length, so we know how many bytes we need to skip, how many bytes we need to read for each of the operands, either registers or values that you need to move over and stuff. So yeah, that's the plan. That's the current plan. Okay. And these songs are not that good songs. Okay. Okay, so now we figured that we actually have 2 tables of instructions. These one are just regular move things over, jump from here to there, and that kind of stuff. And these are essentially bitwise operators, kinda, like shifting bits left and right on the same register. So now we need to at least know, okay, now we are handling these, so just pretend we are handling these and skip ahead. So we just did that. We have this prefix here, which is a... might as well call it prefixed. Which are these prefixed operations. And if we have a prefixed operation, it just means that on the next loop we need to read from this table here instead of from this table here. Can you easily add other parameters to instruction, like length? Well, I already have the length, right? So I'm saying that the no-op has length 1. The length are these lower left numbers. And these ones on the right are the number of cycles that the operation takes to run. So if we are going to go to a cycle accurate emulator, then we would need to do this, to account for this. But yeah, these are the lengths. The length is usually the number of bytes that you need to parse from the ROM in order to make this work. So no-op is only 1 byte because it's 0, 0, right? But then if you have, for instance, let me see, a better one. Yeah, you have, for instance, and a comma and 8. So and 8 is 1 byte. The length of this operation is 2, meaning that it takes 2 bytes from the ROM to do this. The first byte will be the AND label, and the second byte will be the number. Yes, I would do something like this. Cycles, and then the no-op takes 4 cycles. The prefixed always takes 8, it looks like, sometimes 16, so I would need to do something more intelligent here. But then all of these loads take 12, and this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just a matter of adding a new method, and then just, depending on the type of instruction that we are doing, just filling in these values here. Okay, Doom is way too hardcore now to this. Yeah. Bro, we are not nailing the vibe for the music at all today. Yeah, I'll probably need to do like some filtering to this playlist thing. Tekken is cool. I think I like all of the Tekken songs that we have. Okay, so if we are, well, might as well put an else here. But if we are prefixed, we want to skip 2 for now. Yeah. And then setting prefix to false. And then we don't need this. Yeah, this song sucks. Hold on. Vibe off. Yeah, the bunny one is cool. So we do have the vibing one, GG. And then we need the vibe off. Where is the vibe off? Or is it the same bunny? Okay, it's a different bunny. GG. We have both now. Yeah, these songs are all terrible. Hold on. Let's go back to the... This one is cool. Okay, this is kinda hacky for now, because if it's prefixed, we are just trying to go to the end of the ROM just to see what happens. But yeah, if it is prefixed, we need to like print something. Prefixed are not handled. Skipping for now. Okay, and then we have FB. Hold on, so we were on CB, and then we are on FB. Then we are still here. We have so much to go still, until the end of this boot ROM. Okay, in any case, we have F, and then B. EI. Is this an increment E or something? What is this? What is an EI? Enable interrupt. Oh. Okay, I see. An enable interrupt and a disable interrupt. Very cool, very cool. Always learning. Okay, it does seem like you are fairly knowledgeable on Gameboy emulators. That's cool. Okay, so EI will be an FB. FB. Well, enable interrupts. Then might as well do the disable, because probably going to be one of the other ones. Disable interrupt. And we keep going. OXE. Okay, so this is a 0E. Hold on, how do I... is it a 2 here? Is it a 2 here? Just so these logs properly. No, hold on. It's a 0 here. I don't even know formatting. Rust string format. Leading zeros. Okay, it's a O2X. GG. Okay. 0E. 0E is this guy. So this is a load, but from a single register. Hold on, I'm confused. Okay, because this is not actually from an address, isn't it? These guys, they're not an address, they're just reading 16 bits. So I wonder if I can just do Yes. And then here I'll do a 8. Well, then I could have register 8s and register 16s. But we'll leave it to another thing. Okay. OXE. OE. Okay, so it's an O and the E. And this reads 8 bits to C. Yeah, I made one a few months back in CPP though. Final Fantasy 13 to music. You are correct. Well, yeah, you do have the thing here, the soundtrack written. Okay, so this reads 8 bits to C. Sounds very Mario Kart. A little bit, yeah, I would say a little bit. Well, it's more I know the track because I've played the games and I love them. Yeah, I've never actually played Final Fantasy. Yeah. I don't enjoy those types of games. I cannot really explain you why. It's just not my thing. Maybe it's a Chocobo race scene music. Yeah. It's still a banger though. Yeah, but currently I'm trying to filter from the more how do I say this? Up the mood songs. So all the songs that are kind of sad and whatnot, I'll just do the thumbs down and then this filters them automatically. Messaging the wife. Okay, I see we have a couple of people here. Again, we are our max record of viewers. So yeah, I would appreciate if you people could give me a follow. It would mean a ton and it would help the channel grow and justify keeping doing this, essentially. But in any case, thank you very much for hanging here with me and watching the channel. Okay, and we keep going. So this is now 3E, which is this. So, oops, 3E. And this is from register to register A. Yeah, I figured we figured out some cool architecture because this will help us. Hold on, no, I'm messing this up, aren't I? The other one was 3E, right? So 0, 1, 2, 3, E. Yes, okay. And this one is a E2, which is this and this. LDH. 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 What does LDH mean? I think I got somewhere through the second disc on Final Fantasy VII. Would love to go through it again one day. Yeah, I never. Well, this is gonna sound dumb, right? Because I do have. I've been playing Red Dead Redemption on the afternoon streams, and but I don't actually like the games where you walk a ton to do something. And I always felt that that's what Final Fantasy is. I also don't enjoy turn-based fighting. So that's the other reason. And that's probably one of the reasons why I don't want to try Expedition 33. Although I've been told it's like a banger of a game, right? But I don't know. LD High says load half. Load half what? If an operation has the flags defined as H, the corresponding flags are set half carry flag. No. That's not what it means. That's for the flags. LDH as alternative mnemonic. FF00 plus C. I don't know what this means. Hold on. Tons of messages. There are action-oriented Final Fantasies. Expo 33 is GOAT. Well, yeah, I might give it a try on the gaming stream. Is there other stream on this channel as well? Yes, and that stream will start in 2 hours. Maybe 90 minutes. Most certainly 2 hours. It will depend if I take care of everything I need to take care of. Just yesterday I was playing Resident Evil. Oh, were you able to fix the crash on the PC, or are you playing now on the PS5? Just yesterday I was playing Resident Evil and thought, FMV. But it's just real-time rendering in 2026. I don't know what FMV means. Sorry. Yes, just says time, have a nice lunch. No. The lunch is ready, so I just need to warm it up. So we have a little bit more time. And the exercising was yesterday, so I do not need to rush today. Yeah, guys, I'm also exercising as an excuse to be a better person, I guess. So yeah, now I exercise Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I don't become a fat slob. FMV aren't a thing anymore unless you're doing old VHS. Guys, I don't know what... full motion video, like on PS1 games. Full motion video, like on PS1 games. Real video recording in a game. Oh, so like cutscenes but with actual in-game graphics and not pre-rendered. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you. But yeah, we might try Expedition 33. I don't know. I could grab it on Steam, and if I don't appreciate it after 2 hours, I can always return it, right? I mean, it does look beautiful. I don't know. I really do not know. Okay, I'm still not convinced on what the LDH means. LDH. Ah, hold on. No. Which one is this called, though? Which one are we doing now? E2. E2, LDH, CA. Okay, we don't need this, we don't need this. We don't need this. I don't know what this means, guys. I think it's this one that we want, right? C2A. Okay. Copy the value in register A into the byte at address at F00 plus C. Okay. Load alpha, probably. Alpha being 16 bits. Well, that's not what it says here, is it? I mean, it's alpha because A is only alpha of A and B, which is only 8 bits. C is only alpha of C and D, which is only 8 bits. But yeah, I don't know what this... I just mean that has a high byte of FF. And then... Oh, okay, I know. So, memory addresses are 16 bits, right? So, are 2 bytes. Hold on, no, I'm being dumb. Hold on. No, that's correct. Memory addresses are 2 bytes. So, it's like this, right? But C, it's only 1 byte. But it's still a pointer. So you don't want to write to the pointer that C points to. You need to add this FF to the high bytes of the address. So yeah, it's essentially load half being that you need to prepend FF to the first part of it. If I'm understanding this correctly. If I am understanding this correctly. Yeah. Maybe I'm not. 3E. Okay, kind of want to have it the proper order. Okay, so this will be E2, E2, and E2 will be an LDH, an LDH, and we don't need anything else. No, we do need the 2 registers. Register C and then register A. So this will be reg. All right. Takes 2 registers. And then this will be this. GG. OC. Increment C. Nice. So this will be an increment instruction. Which will be a inc reg OC. Ink reg. Yes. Ink reg register. And then here it's this. And we keep going. 77. 77. Okay, this is a... Do I have any of these loads already? 32. Well, yeah, this is just a load reg, but without any... Well, this shouldn't be a register, this should be a pointer, right? It's fine, guys, it's fine. Okay, this is an LD reg. And this takes 1 byte. And we keep going. E0. LDH. Okay. Okay, but this now is from an address. So it's an address. And that's A. Okay. LDH. Address register. And this takes 2 bytes. Oh, and this only takes 1. Yes. Okay. We're moving fast. We are moving fast. Okay, we are on E0. Okay, not bad. At worst case scenario, we are at the end of the second line. E0. No, hold on. Isn't E0 what I just added? LDH address reg. Yep. No. This. Yes. My bad. OX11. Okay, we're probably here now. 11 is stop. This is going to be a stop instruction. And it takes 1 byte. And this is... No, I'm being dumb. I am being dumb. Okay, it's 11, it's this one. So it's similar to the 21. But instead of HL, it's DE. Right, and then the reg 16 thing, it's 3. Yes. Okay. 1A. 1A is this one. Do I have something on A on the right side? I do not. Load reg 77. Hold on. Yeah, this is not good. This is not good. These are different ones. Code 1A. Yeah, because this is the register 8. And this is it's a register 8 to a register 16. No, to what this points to. Okay. I think we'll need to split here something. Hold on. 1A. So it's an LD reg and the pointer. And the reg pointer. What do I call this? Pointer reg? Reg pointer. One A. And then this is A. And then this is DE. Okay, and then the 77 one, which is this is actually a reg pointer. Redeem to skip song 1. We can try to implement that now. Let's see. Can we implement this? How do I? Okay, let's figure this out together, guys. We are becoming pro Twitch streamers together. Okay, so we're going on the dashboard. We're going on the dashboard. This is me. Hello. Is it streaming tools? It is not. Where do I? Stream together, edit stream info, rate channels, only chat, manage poll. No. I want to work on the rewards. Manage rewards, it's here. Okay. Rewards. No. It's here. First, add new custom reward. Okay, reward 9. Skip song. How many should it, how many bits, not bits, sorry. How many channel points should it cost? 100. I'm doing 100. And limit per user per stream. You can skip 3 times a stream. Skip song. Okay, maybe this will work. Okay. GG. I wanted to do something better. I wanted to plug this now here. I wanted to implement rewards. Add action. Skip song. Now, can I actually do this? Channel reward. Reward redemption. Any. Skip song. Damn, this is smart. Step actions. Sounds. Play sound. Play sound from folder. Skip. Signals. Music. Miscellaneous. MIDI. How do I send a generic? Because this is plugged in into the media. Can it inject a keybind? Maybe. That's what I'm trying to do. Worst case scenario, you can execute C# by Layo. Now I'm trying to see if there's a way for us to system keyboard press. Okay, numpad plus page down, media next track. GG. Yes, it worked. It worked. Okay, I'm trying this live. It didn't work. I mean, it does work there. Reward redemption enabled. Yes. Do I have like a action history? No, not first. I want to skip some. The hell? Why don't I have the skip song on my rewards? Hold on. Channel. Amazing. Let's do it again. GG. We did it. You have full control to my PC now. Please do not hack me. Thank you. So easy indeed, yeah. Well, that's what you get for not building your own goddamn Twitch bot, isn't it? Imagine spending 5 years building your bot and your bot still does jack shit. But we are professional streamers here, so we do not build our own bots. We use bots that work. This is where you put an I can't. Haha, Lemao. Okay, we keep going. We keep going. Ouch. OX7, hello, good morning, or good afternoon, or wherever you are based. I never know. Yeah, what were we doing? Oh yeah, this thing right here. LD reg pointer. Yes. And then there will be a different one, ain't it? Which will be a reg to a reg pointer. Yes, there we'll reg to reg pointer. Keep going. CD, C, D, call. 8:22 in the morning here. Well, good morning. Welcome to the dude stream. OX7 wakes up early just to not miss Dudesart's stream. Well, to be completely fair, I should have exited the stream 24 minutes ago. So you are kinda late. Maybe you need to start waking up at like 5 AM or 6 AM, like some people do. I'm very late. Indeed you are. I do apologize. No, I do accept your apologies. Yes, that's the correct way of saying this. My alarm goes off at 5 AM. Oof. Yeah, there's no way in the entire world where I would be able to wake up at 5 AM. Okay, CD, it's call. CD, it's call. Call, okay, and it's call what? It's a call address. Yes, and we don't need to take anything here. And no, this call address takes 3 bytes. Okay. And then here on CD, we say it is called call address. And we keep going. Okay, where are we on this thing? Oh, CD. Okay, we are still here. Okay, maybe it's time to stop. I'm getting hungry as well. I need to go eat something. Okay, let's finish the last one. OX13, the unlucky number. So this should be an increment DE. So this is an inc DE. Okay, we go three more minutes. Okay, next one is 7B. 7B. It's this. It's a load reg. 7E. 7. Load reg. 7E. This is reg A, this is reg E. What the fuck is an OE? Hold on. I see. Load reg. Okay, so we go there. We'll have a load reg, which takes 2 registers. Okay, and then here we do a reg, and this takes 7B. It's which one? This one. Yeah, it only takes 1 byte because these are A and E are hard coded here. And these are 2 arguments. Yes. And then it's 7. Didn't I add 7B just now? AE. Did I mistype this? Maybe. Guys, GG. We finished our OX7 instruction, so I think we will call the stream out. I think we are good to go for the day. Well, not for the day, for the morning stream. Where do we go now? I don't know. Is anyone cool streaming? I don't like raiding people, guys, because then I have to fake pretend I'm interested in their stream. and I don't like hanging around because I just want to go and eat. Yeah, so we won't raid anyone. Unless one of you wants to start streaming right away, and then I'll raid you guys. Not too bad, we are like 14 viewers. Which road does this put us? Not bad, like 5th. GG. I nominate Simon out. Yes. No, I won't raid anyone because then I need to stay for like 5 minutes longer. Okay guys, we made some good progress. Let me switch scenes. Hold on. Full screen chatting. Okay. Hello. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with me for this beautiful Tuesday morning or afternoon, depending on where you are. We've made some good progress on the emulator. We are trying to interpret these opcodes starting from the boot ROM for the Game Boy. So essentially now we are just implementing whatever the boot ROM needs in terms of instruction set. We won't go crazy and implement all of this at once because then we are just wasting time and not doing anything actually useful for now. So yeah, I think that for tomorrow we'll continue this work. We'll probably finish the boot ROM, parsing at least of the instructions, and then we can starting implementing what the instructions actually do, like incrementing stuff, decrementing stuff, moving stuff from one place to the other, jump into addresses, and yeah, foaming over NVIDIA screenshot stream. I don't know what that means. Is that because of the DLSS 5? Yeah. I don't like that. I like that for probably the overall lighting, but for replacing the faces from the models, that's just crazy. I mean, people do spend years building 3D models for games, and then the AI just, no, it should look like this instead, and then it just replaces like the face. They do say that they're not actually modifying the vertices, only the textures, but for some examples it doesn't even look like the same person. Yeah. In any case, we'll continue that. It's becoming a pure meme fest at the moment, yes. Our AI overlords are for sure doing more stuff than what they would need to do at the moment. But yeah, at least they are facing some backlash from the community, so that's always appreciated when people don't agree with what the big companies are doing. Yeah, guys, I'm going now. I'm having some lunch, and I will be back in either 1 hour or 90 minutes. And I will do some Red Dead Redemption 2 stream, some gaming there. We still need to give a new name to our horse because we killed our first one by mistake. So now we have a new one that we need to give him a proper name. So that's the plan. Again, I thank you very much for hanging out with me for this beautiful morning. I'll wish you a good rest of the day, rest of the week, if we don't see us again on one of the next streams. And yeah, unfortunately, lost horse number 1. Yeah, rest in peace, Mr. Manure. He was a good horse. Have a good lunch. Yes, thank you, Licked Geek, and I do wish you the same. And I'll see you back in like 1 hour or something. Bye.